Now, this is so far the best spot I have found for grinding. Now, of course, everything is, you know, once you roll the world, things are different because this is like a randomized. The one I have here is the helicopter with Mudfoot. Sorry. I did not expect that big guy to show up right there. Great, now I gotta kinda... Alright, so, getting off tangent here. And yes, I played last night. I was on the other world. I found the pack. I happened to get lucky. I ran into this one area. I bought the guy's Houndmaster jerky, which increases critical damage. And I was asking him, like I normally do on new NPCs, I was going through a whole bunch of list of questions, started to ask him about it. Next thing I know, I'm getting attacked by this huge hound, which was a friggin' boss. I'm like, what the heck? Took me like 4 tries. I had to friggin' my setup that I had was not working, but I finally got it. Luckily, I bought enough jerky ahead of time. I always try to buy at least 20, which reminds me I gotta buy a couple more mud tonics. The plane crash one is the one I recommend simply because this will increase your max health by 25, last 60 minutes. And you also got your max stamina. I didn't buy as many as those. I'm not really too worried about the stamina aspect of it. So far from what I've discovered, it's pretty good. I found also a carving rod. Well, anyways, going through that, you get a control collar. And when you kill the guy, he gives you this control rod. And on the other world, there's this merchant, and there's like this Ottoman thing. I ran back there. I'm like, oh, cool. I wonder if I was thinking I was going to get this guy like as a companion, so I threw the control rod in his chest. Oh no, it's a boss fight. This guy was a pain in the... I managed to kill him. And what you saw when I posted up the... We'll bring this up. What I got was Iron Sentinel from him. Summons a fully automatic turret that shoots 5 rounds per second and deals 4.8 damage per hit. Last 30 seconds, you can get 2 of those. Very helpful. Very helpful. The other one I got was Howler Immunity. Projects a 20-meter aura that moves with the caster and reduces incoming damage to all heroes standing in the aura by 21.5%. So for crowd control, that's actually a pretty good one. You need to be able to base your fights around the different weapons. Different things do different things, have different hit points, of course, and you have to know which ones to use for what. My standard's always been... Whoops, no. I usually just use the hunting rifle. And I was using the repeater pistol, but I find that the submachine gun, even though it does only 8.4 damage, because of the ammo capacity, it actually works pretty darn good in most cases. For really heavy duty boss fights, I'll switch to the Spitfire, which is what you get for defeating the dragon route, because it's got the flamethrower, and the flamethrower, 210 fire damage over 10 seconds. That thing works very well, very handy. Comes in handy. But let's get on. So, when you're going through, and you go to mud, you find the guy with the helicopter, and you go through. One of the sections that you're going to go through is called Cutthroat Alley. Cutthroat Alley is probably the best spot on Earth. I haven't really explored, done a little bit on the other first planet that I've come to. But on Earth, Cutthroat Alley seems to be, so far, the best possible grinding spot that I've ever found. Pretty much one trip through the dungeon. Well, it'll be like 1,300, 1,400, almost. You'll almost get one trait level up every time you go through the dungeon. So, now let's kick this out. And pretty much once you've gone through a couple times, you'll get to know the patterns. They're relatively easy. You got a main group, as you see where the white dot is, you got a main group that's in that, like... Get him! Oh, shit! So now, coming through here, usually you only get 2 or 3 guys. When you come back this way, for some reason, they have a tendency to spawn. You can get like 5 or 6 guys coming out from underneath.
Shoot him! I'm coming for you.
Those cannons, the best way to do it is to send up.
It's over.
I'm a tear you up.
All you got?
So you set a setup like that. One here.
This ain't your day. Quick, get him!
You don't have to do full beam. You can do multiple shots. And honestly, that works the best. Not a full blast, because if you do full blast, you will go through your ammo quite quickly. You just do. Oh. So when you go through now, when you go through and you talk to Mudfoot, if you go through and you exhaust all your conversation, he will give you. Wait a minute. He will give you this pocket watch. Increases stamina regen by 15 seconds. Reduces stamina cost by 15%. And if you haven't found Leto's amulet yet, I'll give you a tip. Look for an Indiana Jones reference and then crouch down near that reference. It's in one of the dungeons. It's a random. This one works very well. Now, this is a spoiler alert. If you go through this the first time, you're going to run into a bandit. You can fight him, and I don't know what you get if you fight him, but he's the son of Mudfoot, and he sees the pocket watch. I thought about keeping it, but since I already had Leto's amulet, I'm like, I don't need the pocket watch, so I just gave him the pocket watch. He, in turn, gave me a full set of bandit. Head, armor, boots. Now, the reason I've got it up to level 5 is because on the other world, when I bought this armor right here, because as you go through the game, each new level that you go through, it calculates everything based on right there. Your handgun, your melee, or handgun, rifle, melee, and then these three. And whatever level it is what the world rolls as +1. So if this all equals out to, say, 10, the world will set when you first go into it as 11, and the boss will be 11. So very important. Do not boost these way the heck up. Keep them as low as you possibly can. And the way you do that is you look at your rating versus zone. So where I'm at right now, it's neutral. Offense, defense. If I was better, it would be green, and if it was worse, it would be red. So the thing you can boost up is all your traits. As you can see, I've been doing a little bit of grinding, a little bit of exploring. I usually go through and I boost up by levels of everything up, 5. Then I might go explore a little bit. Then I might come back, do a little more grinding. Mix things up. So, but going through here, like I said, you get set up. All right.
Come and get it!
Now the way I did this before I got that is I used Hunter's Mark, and these guys follow a pattern. I would pop out, shoot a couple of them, pack in here, and just stand right here, and as they popped around, I'd shoot them. Either with the rifle, because I was using Hunter's Mark with the rifle, and then the Mender's Aura on the pistol. Since I got the machine guns, I like to use those now.
I smell trouble. Pay for that?
What the? Oh. Out of here.
I'll definitely. I'll get him.
There we go. Shoot. I got off tangent there. So anyway, so the reason I get involved in this. Alright, so the reason I'm wearing the bandit jacket and I'm not wearing the Orisius husk or the scrapper armor, even though the armor class is higher, is because the bandage end gives you a chance to replace respent bullets on hit and increases ammo required on pickup by 25%. So it's extremely helpful that it helps that you don't really kind of run out of ammo as say per much. But if I'm going into a serious situation whereas like multiple enemies. Then I switched to this one because this increases melee and fire rate by 5%. If you don't have that one, then you're going to want to do the scrapper body plot, which increases stagger, and increases your, first piece. Now, I said it, it depends on your playstyle. I happen to like cultists simply because of it gives you the spirit trait. I don't know if you're gonna. I don't remember if I was able to pick up the spirit trait. I'm assuming that you're gonna be able to, because I picked up Shadow Walker, which is the hunter trait, and then one of them I picked up. I forgot where it was. I was somewhere, and I picked up the warrior trait, which is for the tank. So I'm assuming you'll be able to do it, but in the beginning, the spirit helps because it makes your mod power last longer. And right off the bat, I used Hot Shot. It gives you Mender's Aura, which is the healing, and then you've got Hot Shot. I mean, you can buy them, so. So I guess, like I said, it all depends on how you want to do it. But you need to have at least one of the cultist equipments equipped, and then your mod powers will automatically regenerate over a period of time. Now the Twisted Mask, it's not the greatest. It gives you a 0.28 health percent. That's a random. There's a it's called, was it Junk's End, Junker's End? I don't Junkyard. There's a guy in there, and when you talk to him, you can trade with him. But if you talk to him and you take him off and keep asking him about he's wearing this mask, and you fight him, you get the mask. So, and that gives you a little bit of health regen. It's not the world's best mask. I mean, it's got the lowest stats, but it does have a regen, which can help, when you're grinding. You don't have to continuously use health between using this and the Mender's Aura. Now, if you're going to go, like I said, you got to be smart. If you're going to go into a main battle, I usually take that thing off. I switch to Scrapper Helmet. I have not bought the one from the other world because it's a level 5. So as long as I keep this down, all my helmets are at level 2. So when I go into new worlds, it rolls at that level. So let's see what else. So yeah, so you can either, if you don't have it, you could throw on the hat, cultist hat, to regenerate, and then wear better armor and reset up the stuff. So, all right. But approximately going through this will take anywhere from, depending on how fast you go, it could take you anywhere from 6 to 7 minutes to level up almost one trait. So, like I said, and this is probably the reason why it takes this end. This then takes a little bit extra time because you have to go through a reload screen to pop up. Use the checkpoint. And this leads over to the bandit. My cat is going nuts.
Smell.
You're dead.
That was rough.
Get him. I'm coming for you. I smell trouble.
It really helps. I mean, that alone, the reason I do is because it
That was
saves on ammo.
We got company.
And stay down!
You're about to die, stranger. We got company.
Whoa. It's over.
That ain't gonna heal anytime soon.
I'm almost done.
Heavy gun.
Yeah! Get it!
Yep, that was everybody. Sometimes you come up, it all depends on how they spawn. They all spawned at that one point. Sometimes they all spawn down there. And there you go. Yep, my... Alright, get World Walker up. Oh, So basically, in a nutshell, every trip through here, um, as you saw, I mean, I've done it where I've had like 5 experience points left. You know, I had 5. You know, I leveled up and I only had 5. And I've gone through, and it nets you over 1,400 experience points just doing one trip through this dungeon. Okay, and shoot, I can't really point to it, but you can see down the bottom. So if you go straight up, right in that turnaround, there's like a main group that shows up there. Then going to the right in that big area, there's a main group that shows up there. Then going up on the turnaround above that, there's a main group that shows up there, and then there's a main group that shows up over in the end part. Average time to go through this is anywhere from 6 to 7 minutes, and you will do it. So, and it'll get your traits up. So if you're down there and you need to get your traits up, when you first get there, do it. Get your health up, get your endurance, whatever you've got, you know, for the setups. I mean, honestly, work on Elder Knowledge. That's probably the first thing you want to get up to your highest level, because the higher you have on that, the more experience points you'll get. Once you've gotten it to 20, 20 is as high as it goes. Alright. So, as you can see, like I said, I started out with health, endurance, spirit. At Ward 13, you'll pick up the Elder Knowledge. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get your Elder Knowledge up. That'll allow you to do it. This is just a game that takes a little bit of time to level up and do things. What? What do you want? What do you want? Hold on. What? What? Come on. My fat cat. Sassy. Calico. What? Get on there. Loud. This cat is one of the most vocalist cats I've ever had. She meows at everything. Alright, sorry about that. So yeah. So go through, rough your stuff up. Yeah, when you get up and you start making it, then you'll kick it. I really wish I'd had the friggin' video of me fighting that root dragon. I still don't believe I beat that thing. Oh my. I'm just amazed, because I was 2 sheets to the wind. I'd been drinking rum and cokes at home. Cheaper at home. It's too expensive to go out. My offense and defense were red, and I was like, I'm just going to go in. I want to see what this thing looks like. The boss. I didn't even realize it was the world boss. So I was just running around, gunning and grinding and just exploring and just happened to run into it, and I'm like, oh! Started fighting the thing, and oh my god, I didn't even have my general setup, and I couldn't really do anything with it. I had this Magnum revolver, and I had the coach gun, and I don't even think I had the mods on them. I for some reason I flipped it. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But somehow I made it. I did it. Got past it. So there you go. There's a nice little grinding spot. Oh shoot. I forgot to Might help if I freaking hit the checkpoint and restart everything. down on the beam weapon, I
I'm
happened
coming
to
for
get...
you.
I was on the other world, and I went into this one area, explored everything. I'm like, what the heck's going on? There's nothing in here. But there was a panel, hit the panel, and then the doors are opening.
Hey! Fresh meat!
That's where the beam comes in handy. So I battled through a whole bunch of these waves of friggin' things. Now, the reason I dive backwards is because I want them to follow me. I don't know why. Sometimes the dogs get stuck under those things.
It's over.
You can't jump over it.
Pay for that?
You're dead.
I smell trouble.
That was rough.
Save my ammo. See what I mean? That's why I like it.
That ain't gonna heal anytime soon.
Go on, kill him.
Trade point.
Hey! Fresh meat!
I'll get him.
It's over.
I'm gonna get him.
Where is this guy? Ah! Kinda hate this. Here's your head. Here I'm reloading.
Whoa. It's over.
Go get him!
Stay down!
I'll tear you up. Oh, yeah.
You're about to die, stranger!
Just get in the habit of rolling.
Now, who's next?
I really like that Iron Sentinel. If you get lucky and get that one with the, and can get that. That thing works awesome. See? 604, another trait. So, we'll go number 10. Alright, so let's see. We got endurance to 15. Got that at 10. So now, I think handling up to 10, warrior up to 10, shadow walker up to 10. I'll get everything up to 10. Oh, and scavenger. Alright. Okay, so basically, yeah, so there we go. And then, like I said, this is probably the longest part because you go through here, hit the thing, then go back through. The other one is just it's right there in the beginning, so it's kind of nice. So I'd say this one takes probably about 7 minutes. The other one takes maybe about 6, give or take. All right, so there is so far one of the best spots that I found for grinding in this game on Earth. I mean, like I said, if you might find it might be other spots because everything is different. I'm almost tempted to re-roll the world, but all the bosses I've taken out. I don't want to re-roll it. That's the problem. I think I'm going to play this world, play it to the end, and then start a new game and then do the re-roll stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I should go. Oh, I should show you the other world. Then I got to redo everything.
Ugh, what's that smell?
I ain't finished yet!
By the way, one tip. In the beginning...
No stopping.
Wait.
We got company.
Try to do headshots. Because if you do headshots, I forgot how many I did. I picked up... Was it Exploiter? I think the headshots. I did enough headshots and I picked up Exploiter. Alright, and on that note, I'm going to take a break here. Mother Nature is calling. And I'm out of coffee. I'll be back later on if I find any other good spots to let you know. Have a good one.